Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I am your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome an accomplished young entrepreneur from Jaipur, India, Mr. Rajendra Lora. Rajendra, welcome to the show.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
Rajendra is the co-founder and chief executive officer of Freshokartz Agri, and he's a member of TIE Rajasthan. And as many of you know, I'm a charter member of TIE as well. So Rajendra, let's talk about Freshokartz Agri. Tell me the story behind the founding of Freshokartz and what inspired you to start it.
Yeah, so it's a long story, but I will try to keep short. So I come from a background where it is very small village in Rajasthan, Nagaur district of Rajasthan.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are farmers. I was, you can say, part-time or more than part-time farmer till my secondary education.
Mm-hmm.
I was always good at studies, used to get almost like full marks in maths and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized that, and I got some guidance that yes, I have to go to better school from my village to some other better city and better school. So that's how I studied. I went to Kota, and through that I selected in Triple IT. So I studied computer engineering in Triple IT Jabalpur and passed out in 2015. Then I realized that there will be very few people. They will be coming from such agri background, and they want to do something for farmers. And I knew farmer problems from very, like you can say, ground level, being there, used to work with parents along with them. What kind of earning they used to do, what kind of challenges they face, what is their lifestyle, what is their level of life, and it is all those things. So I thought how I can do in a better way. So I thought of doing like working for 2 years and getting some exposure. I got a better offer in some good MNC, but other than that, I thought let's work in startup. So I went to Bangalore, worked there 6 months in a startup. Our team was around 10 people only. Then I moved to Mumbai. There I worked for a year in a company that we were only 4 people. That company was acquired by some bigger company. Then I worked in some other accelerator as a project manager technology. They use invest in startups and all. So there I got exposure and we developed some product for like Bangladesh, Dubai markets and all. So I got all the exposures in 2 years, and that was a little bit strategic that I have to learn this, building something from scratch, team building, investing, raising funds, working with corporate teams. That's how I came back to Jaipur in December 2016. And it was always that I will be doing something in agri only, because in other segments there are so many talented people, they want to do something in different segments. But I think agri will be focused for very few people. So that's how that was the journey, little bit pre-planned that this is how we will be starting it. Idea behind Freshokart was like the name suggests, like we started with fresh produces, that we will be buying fresh produces from farmers and selling to B2B customers. We started with that idea, but today just moving to like this almost 7-year journey. Today, Freshokart like sell seed, pesticide, fertilizers, machinery products to farmers through network of village level entrepreneurs. And we also buy produces from smaller vendors and sell to big corporates like Adani's, Imami's, Maya City, Retail and all. And we have presence in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, working with more than like 100,000 plus farmers, a team of around 100 people, profitable startup, raised couple of round of funding. Yeah, so that's brief. If anything specific.
That's fantastic. What an amazing journey, Rajendra. And thank you for sharing it with me and all my viewers and listeners. So you just mentioned that you're working with farmers in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. What are some of the steps you are taking to help farmers to improve their agricultural practices?
Yeah, so we like coming from this background, I always realize that yes, it will be very hard that farmers will be using some mobile application, placing order through that, tracking the order. So technology adoption will always be a challenge. We never went to like giving directly technology to the farmers. We are building network of village level entrepreneurs. So these micro entrepreneurs, what they do that they have the mobile application and all our product services are listed there. So they place order on behalf of farmers. So you can say we are the only company which work on something like we have dark store in area basis. Let's say we find out some clusters. Let's say Ratlam is a cluster, so we have dark store there. Then we have on delivery fleets, and these VLEs place order on behalf of farmers. So once we receive any order, based on that, we deliver these order to the farmers in 24 hours. So the problem which we are solving for farmers is like farmers used to go to the market, and they love to go to the market, but they never are unable to calculate or understand the economics of going there, buying from there, and then buying in credit, and how much like they end up giving extra for these products. So they never do those kind of calculations. So we realize that we have to make this much smoother, that they even don't have to do anything. Our people will go to them, or we will use this social network to get the orders and deliver as soon as possible, that they don't feel like going to the market, and they can still save, let's say, 20-30% on these products, because we are delivering all these products to their farms. At the same time, we are also providing a little bit advisory to them, like how to use the product and all those things. So that's how we are helping farmers, that you don't have to go anywhere. You can get your produces, your agri input here, and with some advisor, and as quick as possible, because there are many companies also tried that, but sometimes it take like 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. So we solve that quick delivery for the rural part of it.
Well said. Well said. And Rajendra, what measures do you take to ensure quality of seeds, pesticides, and fertilizers are delivered to farmers at the right price and the right time?
Yeah, so we don't have our own brand. We sell other brands. So whenever we onboard any brand's products, we always do quality parameters, or we take some of the feedback from our team and also farmers, that in this area which products are well suitable. And always, whichever company sell their their products through us, we always have few of their people. They take us to the farmers. They're already using their products. It will be like it will be strange to listen, but like thing is, these companies really entertain that they really also want that if they have quality products, they should also qualify these parameters, where we are not that much big player, but still like every company also want that yes, where our product is good, so we always want to prove that why our product is good. So that's how we only select, let's say we selected 200, like we are selling around 500 selected product right now. We only sell these 500 products then, but we carefully curate these products. We take feedback from previous years, and accordingly then we focus, like yes, now we are confident, then only we push these products to the farmers. So that's how we only list the products which we really want to sell, and we sell in some of the quantities. So that's how we ensure the quality.
Yeah.
Happens with seed, pesticide, and fertilizer, that not only just product, it also like how to use the product. That is also very important part. So for every single product, we have listed like detailed, like how to use the product in mobile application.
Right.
That's really quite training, because and VLEs, like it's not only VLEs. We have our sales, let's say more than like 60.
Well said. And you also have a technology background, having gone to IIIT. How are you leveraging technology to streamline agricultural supply chains and improve efficiency?
Yeah, so everything, all the operations, everything happens through mobile application, or like through that only. It could be like one is agri input, second is like market linkages, where we do supply chain part. Starting from vendor onboarding to invoicing to like all the document uploading, analysis the document, invoicing, everything happen through the technology only. So last 1 or 2 years, we just uses technology as an enabler, and there were so many things which was offline. Now then I realized, like I think we can't scale without using the technology. So what we have built technology in a way that our even sales team have everything what they have to do. It's like the tech only decide like what is their targets, what is their, where they have to go at, how many farmers they have to talk to, how many VLEs they have to coordinate, what are the products they have to sell, even how they can earn by selling these are the products, or maybe every farm meeting advising, let's say 100 farmers, how they will be incentivized with that. So everything is through the technology only. On the screen, we can see everything at that real time, even where they are going it and everything. So we are using technology heavily in the like.
Very interesting. And there are two aspects that you also work in with every farmer. One is to give them inputs, but you also help them to market their products. So my question is, how do you support farmers in marketing their products and output? And what strategies do you employ to reach a wider market?
So how we like thought of doing it, first we used to procure directly from farmers, and we thought of like instead of like going to 10 farms and getting small quantity and collecting, and that like no one is, we also end up spending too much on that. So we, on the same areas, what we started doing that we onboarding smaller vendors that you can procure with these farmers on behalf of us. And these vendors don't have that kind of reach that they can sell directly to the corporates or maybe ITC or maybe Reliance. So what we started telling them that we will be having someone from our team also, but this will be your target that you have to procure those many products from the ground. Accordingly, we buy from smaller vendors and then we provide them like you can say upfront payment whenever the loading is happening because payment is also a problem for those people. And so that's how we buy from village level, and then we take care of everything post that in terms of the before that we also educate them in terms of the quality that what quality parameters you have to follow that these corporate don't reject your product and they can also get better premium for that. And we have like fixed margin. We don't like negotiate much like we will charge extra this much and all. It's like flat, we will be helping you in this, but target is like we have to do good amount of business in terms of the number.
Well said. Well said. And how do you use data to help decision making for farmers so that they can increase their yield and their earnings?
So I think it depends. Other than just normal data, like it's depend like which are the quality products. So let's say in seeds, there are some research seeds, they have better yield. So overall, like if you do like if you work with farmer in better calculated manner, they can always increase their yield. One is like as I told, maybe they can save 5 to 7% just only by not going in the market just to buy a smaller packet, right? And the same thing happen with the quality products. Let's say if they are using some product which they're like local retailers themselves without any like quality parameters and all, they end up let's say getting 10,000 lesser in a acre. So that again a percentage of their income they are getting reduced. So what we are doing that how we can calculatively suggest farmer that what steps you have to take to earn better, right? That's how that all parameters we are using other than in terms of the data and because there are so many products available in the market. Our job is like which are the product we have sold in the past also, which farmer we got good feedback. Why not just focus on those products and accordingly we move on. So this is how not only just data, we are trying to work based on like these products. There are some very interesting products some companies develop. They like water soluble product or maybe some product where let's say in Rajasthan kind of place, farmers don't have to they have to do only let's say 3 irrigation instead of 6 to just get the same output. So these kind of products now farmer don't have the education that which product to use and all. So that's why we always choose to go directly to the farmers instead of going to retailers, then selling only just selling the products to the retailers and going through the
Rajendra, I was reading and preparing for my conversation with you. I was fascinated to read about Freshokartz Sarthi, which is a training program that you have developed to support farmers. Tell me a little bit more about this.
Yeah, so we have designed a very unique program where like these Sarthis are like village level entrepreneurs. We call them Sarthis. So how it happens, like how we educate farmers, what should be your go-to market. So what we do that every this Sarthi have to organize a farm meeting in a month, only one meeting in a month. We and one or two team members from our team will also be there. So what happens in this farm meeting is that in that same time what crop is there, what crop whatever education they require. So we gather 50 to 100 farmers in the same village only or maybe Sarthi's home. There we provide this education that in next 1 or 2 months for each and crop you have to take these steps. So these kind of unorganized trainings we provide through our and where we better utilize our these micro entrepreneurs Sarthis to go to maximum number of farmers and maximize output for them and for us also.
And you know, while in our country, everyone is now got very, very comfortable with technology. Do you see any problems in the digital divide between urban and rural India? And if yes, how do you ensure that your services are accessible to everyone?
Yeah, so I sometimes read that consumption in the rural area is still very low. Let's say in urban, if we consume 10,000 SKUs, in rural they consume let's say 500 only. And most of them are like agri input or agri related products instead of like FMCG and any other product. So I think better rural, what will matter most is like better technology led distribution or maybe rural supply chain. instead of just like technology or mobile app of something. So what I consider is like if you are strong in distribution, then you can crack any model in the rural. And for that product which has maximum, you can say maximum consumption of those products. So I think there is still, you can say in terms of usage of technology, rural is too much behind. But there are so many technologies which we use in urban which are also not required, and they will not solve much problem for farmers. They don't require maybe 10-minute deliveries. They will not be requiring some of the technologies they always require. Like let's say whenever in June, July, or August, every let's say 2-3 days I get phone call from my parents that like when the rain is expected and all. So these kind of technology is still needed. So mainly which is related to agriculture, those are the technologies which are supported. One is like so they which is all these days in every phone you can see the weather app, or like all these Google, Apple, they also tell like what how it is expected and all. Maybe someone can just communicate them in a little bit better way where they can just so helping farmers, as I earlier told, like in decision making, whatever technology. But we thought as a Freshokart that I think this supply chain still have very big opportunity other than this advisory, because in terms of the business sense, all these things still take good amount of time that farmer will be paying for those kind of services. But products which they consume, they will always be comfortable in paying for them. So that's our like thought.
Very well said. Very well said. My another question is that, while again the average Indian farmer is very conscious of making sure the land is and their practices are sustainable, do you also work with them on sustainable agriculture and environment conservation?
From last like 3 years, we have seen like adoption for the organic fertilizers, pesticide, or these kind of technologies was improving. There was some level of like government subsidies and awareness was also there. But yes, the thing is like farmers also want to use less of these pesticide fertilizers. One, other than that, also they want to maximize the output, because the most of Indian farmers are like smaller mid-sized farmers. And now how they can maximum utilize these. So the crop patterns are changing. They are focusing some of the technologies they are using to get maximum output from the greenhouse, polyhouse, all those things where government is providing up to like 70-80% kind of subsidies to farmers. So small farmers are also using that. Some of the machineries they are using, through that they can also decreasing the labor cost. So there are companies, they are providing different solutions, different segments. And yes, farmers are getting advanced. If I remember before, let's say 15 years, when I also used to work in the farms, the way the work used to happen, today 50% of them is already automated through the machineries, right? So yes, the sustainability and technology is also, through technologies, farmers are also getting a little bit innovative, and the cost is also like reducing, plus their yield is also getting a little bit improved.
Well said. So, Rajendra, time for two more questions. My next question is, can you share any one success story of how some farmers have benefited from using the services of Freshokartz?
Yeah, so we have some of the farmers. So let's say we have suggested, it's like some mid farmers. So I'll tell you, like they were farmers. We were running a program where we thought like we were just doing some experiment in terms of the credit and also like help. So we were running a program where we thought of like a group of 20 farmers. We thought we will be providing you everything. Let's say for 2 biga, we will be giving everything on free, right? And next year you have to like you also have to be associated. It's not mandatory, but we wanted to see like if we help these farmers. So there was a project through that we started working with farm, that we will be giving you everything in free for these 2 biga or 1 acre of land. And we will also, through some program, we will also do a full body checkup for you, and we will also suggest what you have to eat and everything. So after the one season, in next season, we seen like every single farmer wanted to buy product from us with whatever cost. They were also able to. They said like, why not arrange this camp of health? So we have arranged some health. We taken some doctor to the rural. So whenever you work closely with the farmer and provide them help, whatever they are needed, they will always be loyal with you. They will always be in your network. And they will always be wanting to pay for those services. But they also want all these services their household, which is today very few people are reaching to farmers' home to provide all these kind of services in a better organized way or the whatever way they want. So I think these farmers, then we have realized, we have done a study that how we help these farmers in terms of the yield or better products. So all these 20 farmers, we have like 20 to 25% kind of better income they have realized in a season by just working with us and the way we wanted them to work. But for that, to put that habit for them, we first one season we have realized like how we can ask them to work for you. So that's how we run this program.
Very interesting. And Rajendra, my last question to you, given your own understanding of agriculture, given that you are leading Freshokartz and seeing what is happening in agriculture and in our country, what do you see as the future of agriculture in India, particularly when you look at technological advancements, changing market dynamics, future trends, and so on?
Yeah, so I think again, like as I was telling, one is like better products. Still, there are so many companies in terms of inputs and all their products you developed in some different companies. They have done some tie-up in India, and accordingly, Indian companies with JV, they started selling the product. So India focused product, still there so much research is required to bring more better seed varieties, better pesticides, and better fertilizers. Other than machinery is also like mid-size, because most of the farmers are mid-size farmers. So the segment for mid-size machinery is still like it's growing very fast, and they're like spray machines and all these hand machine like battery operated machines. This segment is also growing very fast. Other than that, this database like there are companies, they are selling some product where they are collecting all ground level data, soil data, so decision making based on weather and soil data, those kind of trends. Still like this drone based government is also providing subsidy that you can use drone for spray and all. So economically, if these kind of services will be like you can say suitable for farmers, then all these trends which will be followed. Other than that, government is also trying to collect the data accordingly. They bring different so different like they want that more machinery use, less water uses, and then accordingly you can get maximum yield. So that is also one of the area like in the states like Rajasthan where the water level is not that good, but still you have require some kind of like greenhouse, polyhouse, these technologies, or more of these kind of places where you can get better yield in a very smaller area. These kind of the trends, technology, which and maybe one part is like traceability. Still, everyone talk about like how we can get organic products where we can really see that yes, this product was developed and grown in a proper way. So I think these are the things which will be growing in the future, and like supply chain will always be there. That using the technology with more uses of technology will be there in the supply chain.
Very well said. And on that note, Rajendra, I just want to say thank you so much for speaking to me. Thank you for talking to me about your own amazing journey. I always have a lot of respect for our farmers who have so many times been called Annadevtas Annadatas, because they are the people who really give all of us food or put food on our table. Thank you for talking to me about Freshokartz. I think you're doing some revolutionary stuff to support farmers and organizations that are buying and selling to these farmers. Thank you for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
It was a really good experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.